today's video, I will be talking about things I would do to UFC if I was Dana White. There's like 5 things that are saying in this video. So yeah. So the first thing would be, just to get better fighter pay. Honestly, you have young prospects. It's not even for the young, for the low ranked fighters. It's even for like the high ranked, like the champions even as well. We could have had Ilya Topuria versus Islam Makhachev at the UFC White House card, but it didn't happen apparently because of money, because Ilya wanted more money. Even John Jones and Tom Aspinall didn't happen because there was not enough money. John Jones is Francis Ngannou just because there was not enough money, and also John did duck Ngannou. But anyway, you should have people like rank contenders like Jared Cannonier. He's in the interview, you've probably seen it, complaining about fight to pay, saying he's broke, he needs to work 2 jobs. You've seen John Jones saying he's seen people sleep in the Jackson Academy where they train and all that. And yeah, I was thinking is, you mean when you're on a UFC contract, you're on a 10 and 10. Most people when they start, 10,000 to show up, 10,000 to win. Say you lose that fight, that's 10,000, and you also have to include taxes, rent, bills. You may have a family to feed, and after you may only have like £500, 500 to 1,000 after all of that to yourself. And yeah, it's just really not good enough. Even if you have injuries, you may have to pay for that. In the hospital bills and all that. So yeah, I just think you need to better fight to pay, and I think you can't make an excuse for, but if I make fight, like Dana would say, if I make fight to pay higher than we'd have the money. Yes, you'd have money, because all he spends Dana White all his money on is boxing promotions. We've seen Ryan Garcia's Conor Ben got announced a few days ago. Dana White doesn't look like he doesn't even care about the UFC anymore. If we've seen his press conference at UFC 329, he did not want to beat the. So yeah, Dana White, yeah. So I just make better fighter pay. At least make it maybe like 15k to show, or 20k to show. But yeah, better fighter pay is one thing I'd change. And second thing I would change would be the championship fight at least twice a year. Even in the UFC right now, most champions hasn't even defended the belt. We have Josh Rovan who's actually defended his belt. We've had Volk who's defended his belt once, but even then, we have Jan hasn't defended his belt, even though he last fought like 7 months ago. Gage just won, so that's fine. Makhachev's booked to fight. Strickland and Ulberg's going to be out because they have injuries, and Aspinall's going to be playing gone soon. But Strickland, Ulberg, Aspinall, and Jan have 0 title defenses so far, and for Aspinall is pretty reasonable. Yeah, he got his eye injury. But yeah, Strickland, why is he out? I know he got injured a bit in that Chimaev fight, but you should at least look to recover. Even Ulberg, I know you tore his ACL, but actually that's relatively awkward. That's my fault. But yeah, even Jan, he literally took no damage in that Morocco fight, and then he goes and gets a back surgery. And then yeah, he hasn't fought since. Now there's no big announcement coming. So yeah, we just need to fight at least twice a year. And we need to get the machine rolling, like Dana would say. We need to have the top contenders fighting the champions. We need them fights, because honestly, even the women's fight, not like I'm complaining that they're not fighting, but Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes, what's those guys? Person, sorry. Kayla Harrison, they haven't fought since like November, which I'm very happy about. But even then, they're holding up their divisions. So yeah, I think the champion should fight at least twice a year, maybe once every 6 months. Maybe you fight in January, you can fight in July. But yeah, at least twice. And you don't have to fight like Marab. Marab who's fought like 4 times last year. You don't have to do that, but at least twice a year is fine. a champion should fight at least twice a year or not. If not, then they get stripped of a title. And then my third rule I would change, I would bring in the UFC is you have to do more events in more countries. You know, I think the only good events, the only events that happen in the UFC is in the US, France, UK, yeah, China once in a while. But yeah, that's really it. I know they're doing an event in Serbia next week. You know, we obviously go to Abu Dhabi, but I would love to see a fight night in like Japan or maybe Africa. Maybe you have Dricus fighting that card. You have Usman, Adesanya, all from Africa, and I think you should put an African fight night maybe in South America. You know, because they do that. They had that Rio card last October when Oliveira was like camera. But yeah, you just need more different countries. I think it'll be more vibrant, and I think it'll bring the market. I think you'll make more money. You know, even like Italy, I don't think they've had the Italy event in a long time. Even like in the Middle East, the only do in the Middle East is UAE. You know, maybe you should go to Saudi Arabia or Oman or Qatar or Bahrain. Yeah, and I think it'd bring the stock more up of UFC. You know, there'd be more fighters competing. So yeah, I think you just gotta do more events in different countries, in more different countries. You know, and yeah. So my fourth thing I would change is to add more judges. You know, in UFC, a fight there's only 3 judges. I think there should be around like five, five minimum, because we've seen loads of bad decisions. You know, to bad judging. You know, um we've seen loads of fights. Even John Jones, Dominic Reyes, Volkanovski, Holloway too. There was one fight I forgot. But there's been loads of robberies even this year. I can't think of one. Like why? Oh, I also remember Strickland versus Costa. One judge scored a 49-46 for Costa, which was a pretty annoying. You had Jan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev, which was a draw as well. It's just bad judging, honestly. I think you just need to add more judges. They'll be more vibrant. There'll be more like diverse scorecards. You know, there won't be like judge bias, and yeah, I just really think you just need to have more judges. And my last thing would be get rid of this new meta rankings. Yeah, recently the UFC introduced a new meta rankings, which is based on like your popularity. I forgot. I think it's based on your fight performances, and you know you've seen like Killian Salkill's gone to the top 8 of the lightweight division somehow. You know, even in bantamweight, you've seen Peyton Talbot get deranked by Montel Jackson, which is pretty crazy. You have Alex Pereira being 4th on the heavyweight rankings, even though his losses only fight at heavyweight. So yeah, I just think you need to get rid of it. Go back to the old version, you know, or if you want to let the media do it. I know the media already do it, but just let the media do it. That only want this meta rankings is really confusing. So yeah, I just think you need to get rid of this new meta rankings. So yeah, please like and subscribe. I'll see you on that. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.